Ning Jo Acholi, Jackline Ikang show me Chaka'Ki Leb Acholi. Segment me Kwan Leb Acholi. I'm on session number 31. I'm still reading about Obbo, the Abong subclan of Obbo. It's very lengthy. Okay. Please join the live. Send me DMs, send comments. If you have any questions, if you would like to be a guest on the show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for the full recordings. We are on YouTube as Chaka'Ki Leb Acholi. We are also on Facebook. The official page is Chaka'Ki Leb Acholi. I am also on Facebook as Chaka'Ki Ikang, South Sudan. I'm also on TikTok posting snippets as Chaka'Ki Ikang South Sudan. Follow us on all of the platforms. Please share, engage with the content, learn with us. This is a learning platform. We're learning about Acholi culture, Acholi history, Acholi language. We'd love to have guests on the show to discuss what they know about Acholi people in Southern Sudan and South Sudan, and also in Uganda and other parts of the world. Acholi being one of the subgroups of the Luo ethnic group. If you're Luo and you have any type of ties or know your history and know where you guys come in Southern Sudan, we would love to hear from you. Be a guest. Send us a message. Let us know if you'd like to be a guest so we can discuss your history. It's a Luo group, it's a Luo person from Sudan, and how you guys migrated and settled in other parts of Africa you guys are in today. Okay, go back and watch all of the videos from the beginning where we discuss Acholi and Luo migration, and also segments on Kwan Leb Acholi, where I'm reading about our migration and settlements throughout Eastern Africa. We would love to have you on the show. Acholi people, please engage with the channel, engage with the platform. Let's talk about Acholi, Acholi culture, Acholi history, and the Acholi language. Okay. If you've been following my show and the readings, last session, session 30, I was reading about Aburi, how he became the next chief after his father, Chief Abarayi, was shot and killed by his nephew Mandala. His nephew Mandala shot and killed him because Abarayi killed his own brother, who was the interim chief. He was not happy about him being made interim chief because he believed one day his brother may not turn over the chiefdom to him. So he killed his brother and took over the chiefdom even though he was too young to lead at the time. So his nephews looked for him, and eventually they caught up to him in Paja, where he was hiding. And they set his homes on fire. When he came out running because his house was on fire, Mandela shot and killed him. At that time it was 1905. At that point, Aburi was made chief, even though he was also young. His older brother believed he was the rightful chief to take over after his father because he had kitty caught after drinking alcohol from the calabash. He found the kitty caught, I believe, there's some piece of metal. I thought it was like raindrop. Because I don't know Acholi very well. Acholi people, please comment and let me know, is kitty caught a piece of metal that is part of or tongue, or is it a raindrop? Anyways, Baki, the oldest brother, Latinke, I believe his mom's name is Abe, if I'm not mistaken. His mom had kitty caught in the house because she was Dahoke. She lived in a house with Abarayi. So she kept it for her husband, and there are some claims that she gave it to Baki, even though Baki did not have it at the time of the traditional ceremony. And then Aburi believed he was chosen because he found it under the calabash when he was drinking his portion of the alcohol during the traditional ceremony. So all the brothers split up because eventually Aburi was appointed as chief, and that's who their father wanted to be chief. And they believe their father, Chief Abarayi, and Aburi was lying, and they cheated the whole process. Eventually Aburi was appointed chief, and that caused the family to fall apart. All of the sons of Abarayi left Abong, left their community. Some of them went back to villages or homes where their mothers were from, whether that was within Obbo territory, or whether that was where, I'm sorry, I can't even speak now, Obbo territory, or some of their mothers are from other parts of the Acholi community. Some of their mothers are from Amel, some of their mothers are from Pajak. Most of them ended up going back to where their mothers came from, basically, and starting their families there. So now, after everybody left Abong, Abong was only known as the subclan, where Aburi and his followers resided. That whole leadership, that whole community belonged to those who were loyal to Aburi only. Okay, so I left it there. Okay, I want to start reading from where I left off. And from there, I'm going to read how the British, I think the British eventually came in. Okay, this was 1905, before the British came, when Aburi took over. At some point, the British does come in like 1914. Okay, at that point, the British wanted full control of the chiefdoms of Southern Sudan, and they wanted to have control of who they would select and keep in power as chiefs of these communities. Okay. Now that may influence the traditional selection of chiefs in these communities, including in Obbo, okay? Now when they came, Aburi was chief. Because they wanted to build rapport with the community, let them like them, come in through a softer approach. I believe they would allow the current chiefs to stay in place, to serve as a gateway into their communities, let them lead for a while. If they see something they don't like, then they would try to appoint somebody else who wants to have the trust of that community. Okay, so I believe Aburi was in power from 1905, and then the British came to Sudan in 1914, or at least to Southern Sudan in 1914. And they found that Aburi was in power as chief of Obbo. Okay, so I'm going to start reading from here. Let's see what happens when the British comes. I want to see what happens to his whole leadership, and then also how he was influenced when the British came. Okay, how that affected him, and whether or not that affected his lineage. how his sons were able to take power while the British was still there in Southern Sudan at the time. Okay, we know for sure from the list that I read last time of chiefs that his sons eventually do take power, and we know that Aburi was in power from 1905 to around 1942, 1944, around that time. So he was in power for a while. Okay, so I'm going to start reading. Drop your comments if you have any. If you have any information about what I'm reading, if you're from Obbo, even if you're in a Jew who knows the history of the Obbo people, drop your comments here, please. Engage with us. We're all here to learn with us. And if you know something, please share it. Drop a comment under this video, or you can send me a private message if you like. Okay, thank you so much. So Jo Acholi abere ka wajine gila mono achaga dong kwano lopa buri kima yang abora kere ni nare mono mo karma pori ba kwan kirma buri okero dong ike pa wone Abarayi mono chila Abarayi yala gikenyu dong omiro perki lwanye komeni buru no miro po beri ngamalo yoke anongo kiri kot mono kwanyo awobe weng pa Abarayi ni gin magiti kiri kot ngamani an mamira loke ana no kiri kot especially Baki Madite Bakit Abdallah ni en minongo okay nyinga Bakit Abdallah, as you know ke una session money Bakit Abdallah pien Abarayi bi mo ma oteri sigin pien bo collect taxes omari sigin by Jaharia gikuya converted Islam gikuya ne ocha ponyo labarap panya nying Ibrahim lungni Abarayi gingi ko la doni omio nying musla pat wang bot lutin pat mukib nying mugi kwar nying tin permadit latin ke pada perame chia dako ke nye Bakit Abdallah en mukib Muslim name and keep Islam name Bakit lungni Baki lakini Bakit Abdallah okay and tamni anything kiri kot and mamiri loke and mina bira okay mi achel yala mina jarma tika gwa ki kot pa Abarayi pendi beri achel and tie dako ke kiri kot pa loloke nti achani so and bi kwanyo mia bod Baki so karma lo tia timo ngani check to mono Chaka'Ki wala chika mi Obbo mi kwanyo ke mi maro kongi awal lo kero kiri korete awale lo ngego kada no Baki o maro kongani no kiri korete ete perani awal bwel mura Aburi ni maro kongi no kiri korete awal omio obido omio bor gone anano Baki bene ge kujini eno no tiki kiri kot so en mamire awowe mo ne mene kono nga gene Jeremiah ge lokoya ge wala jokoya awowe ni weng nga mane gin gite kiri kot mira gin magilo ke agite wonya Abarayi bonon kiri kot eno bedo ka yenyo ne gi kuni doki wal kono gi kan nga kwanyo ne kwala kono kwanyo gi kan kana hoy jaba kana chinge bonon kini te awal karmo lo tia tim chet mun min kenene mina nga lo ke ato wone ne lakin Abarayi miro lakin pere ken mo beri ngamalo ke jona Aburi en mira Aburi le rubanga day in a day ani rubanga inki a day mara an weka latin para Aburi mo la weka latin para Aburi mo non kirika so each time getimo mi achel Aburi ni en minongo dogo gigino mi chingone lo tini mo ne gi complain gi min gi wen okay Abarayi do timo cheke again gi binu do to ge maro kongo ga wal munu dogoto Aburi dogo ni baba an man no kirika dogoto ene o mi chingone karo gi tim mi adek Aburi dogo ni baba an no gi dana tamane ya Abarayi pien en mira Aburi keken tia bombo dana ni latina da tia dogo tia mi kirika no gitie ge winya mogin ga Aburi kar kirika be chinga bino mio chinga non bod wono gi mobe you know before jar ceremony ja no Abarayi je go no ma ti akero gini chinga Aburi beforehand ka wan ini mare ka ki kor in ma boy no en kwan ini ma mi rini we wan in mi tie kede so gita mni gimo tie no winyo mo tie between Aburi kin gi Abarayi pien Abarayi mira latin per Aburi ken mo lo ke mira nga mo kene ko na min Aburi Lodang no way so mal bina Aburi lo tini mo ni pien mar mina Aburi ni lenke ke mar da so anyways give be kera Aburi now chega chuli miro ni ngani o wir nga lo ke okay gigine gi mo tradition miro lo diro mi ke munu magi wira chief munu manino wir ki modo ceremony mi inducted mi gina kira any Ikang malo tia kira Aburi ni Lodang munu dogo mi kene gi kwaro wira Aburi ni pien ki nge ka di la Aburi pero no ngamun wala ke lo mi kene kene so Lutina Abong mo magitia fall Aburi they believe Aburi you kun jomo ma take close ge Abarayi ada magi ye lo Abarayi ni latin mun ma bilo kene gi wira Aburi okay rekam okay muno kela log between gin wang omero ni wangi chiraha gidano mo daha hogi the community pa Abong including omero pera wang remember mon gitiege nga mon Abong wan lotini madung lotini abubu berbere lotini aboro including Aburi so abira ni wangi kwanya family members to gi gi kenyi gi chiraha including family pa omero pera gini mogone family pa gana omero pa Abarayi remember lotini pa lochi tie o nego lochi family pa lochi ben gin wangi daha family pa you know they believe that Aburi was not supposed to be in place so they didn't support Aburi pengi kwera Abarayi dano wangi gi Abong jomo dong Abong ken jomo take close relationship with Aburi mina Aburi nyo Abarayi keken and followers eroni gini youth mun mama Aburi because Aburi was very young gin magi don kinyi do jo Abong adildo jomo ni gi kinyi do di Acholi kamoko ma min gi gi ye kono mea kono di pa jo kono kanye wangi dok gi dok chen kuja e bichaka bel gangi to gi kuja do jo chan dong jo Abong kai wani Abong chini mu jo pa Aburi modo so lineage ma bin after Aburi enemy a chele wang followers pa Abarayi gi Aburi okay and agi kenyu kin magi cat kere so ra quarantine dong di kenyu kin ma bor kere yala before I don't lie pere anay kon pien Aburi o ma okay from Mohamia a part of when we beach we me a part of when we pier when we re kumun wel part of when ge pier when kumun one year beforehand manin session mo mabira ka Kwan ngo British kon giti kabino in Southern Sudan give me to penetrate Southern Sudan kon gibino kan katimo ka influence ke midi Acholi kidma gene kidma chief Rodi geni lokero ike British want to have control over that manu chairman ma Aburi tie kere come wangio inge some maybe morapa gi wege mono British kon gitega bino man wa Kwan no wanen mono Aburi leadership era better than before British bino yel ma British bino gi influence any ninge amira nera ne wanen gini kachel we carry comment to the video any you take a comment more you give me a better guess we carry the video any okay ana point attack man show me ngot chaka glaba choli segment me Kwan glaba choli and watch out Kwan okay so la chojo choni ngoni pepi man keken chwe twin palotino pa road Abarayi ata obero kwere o waho watin bene gin pe limo gin pe limo kumgi. So lutin pa Abarayi wini kera gilimo kumgi ko gikwera do. Chalong gin mat ko wala gana family chel ko, okay? Dog bene tien ma pol gin pe wuro gin pe wuro ito ma odok idog ot pa omiro. Kanga mo to bene gichira ko. Kid ma wabedo kaneno kany wanongo ni Jeremiah Lodang, okay, keken malimo ruoth Aburi gi Ogeno. So only 2 brothers out of all 7 brothers ma Aburi take it. Okay, Jeremiah Lodang gi Ogeno gin ma gibedo kai chero dok chin ede Abong kaneno omingi kan mono tike. Okay, kari bed lotino cho par road Abarayi pegin maro kumgi wanongo ni lotino anyira pori maro omero megi la porne obedo adwa ikare ma dwa obino gi Uganda kaneno mine I Obbo en beno chiro kalimo road Aburi enino man onongo Ogeno tie itorit ikare ma eno winyo ni adwa obino tie Obbo owacho chut ni miero ote en riri bore. Okay, so the girls had no issues. Okay, so they loved all of their brothers and some of them still visited Aburi. Okay, kachi kono obedo dano ma kire muol dok en bene pe obedo gi dako matir I ot. Okay, achi obedo ka wuot I ching lotino pa omegi mere wia bene poni aneno achi I gang pa wora Kasiano otim onyala I likare ikare ma onongo atie pori gi mwaka abich mio abichiel. Inge man gang mo ma giluongo gang Abong odoko pere kono gang pa ruoth Aburi keken ma dano luongo ni gang Abong. Okay, ma wajo kere ni pinyo ke Abong odok dojo pa Aburi. Okay, Latina Abong achiel owajo kwere ni piman ruoth Aburi pe owiro kit ma chon gi chon ma dano kero kwere ruoth Abong ke. Right, bo wir and gimo. Owiro maybe by Jumati Koski Aburi gi one again. But tradition my elders me came I wir and bo team bo Aburi. Okay. Blan mo kene wacho ni Abarayi mar Aburi kari bet en tiri gi bot baki pien en onongo dong tie gi dago. Pien en onongo dong tie gi dago. Baki onongo otiro dongo chi pire gi dago. Okay. Log mi te kwara pa chuli wacho ni lacho ma maho ke mi ruot kot miro bet gi dago pien welo ma digi bino igang gin duchu chamo ichinge. Okay, another reason why we wanted Omiro Aburi to be in power is because Aburi was already married, even though his older brother was supposed to take the chiefdom. His older brother Baki was not married, and traditionally they can't pass down the chiefdom to a son that is not married. Latino boy karimagin owunyani alar mikom paruot tie madit ikin Latino paruot Abarayi luak chwingi pe obedo yom ikom lokman. Dano mi obodong owachoni Baki pe twero mako luak mi obo pien en dano ma lanek pien kare ma karo angej en okelo mono gi numle ni ocheluak. What? Dano mi Obbo bene okwer matek ni Felice lokoya bene petwer mahaluak mi Obbo. Ento gin ma pe owacho lok ango ma gengo en ka mahaluak mi Obbo. Dano dong owacho ni kit ma Aburi okwero lok pa omine baki mikelo monu ka chielo dano i Obbo. Man bene nyuro ni en obedo dano makire be pien tamo pi kwo palwa. Pi lok man Aburi aye miero beri ruoth Obbo. Kit malotino Obbo ducho ye ni Aburi omake pi man en dong omako ke pawone. Lodiro Abong owacho ni tie lok adek ma oweko jo Obbo okero kwere Aburi ike mi ruoth. Mi achiel pien en okwero tam marach pa baki obedo kwere mi chulo kuo pa wuongi. Mi ariyo en obedo gi tam maber mi ribo lotino Abong. Aburo nongo pe mira winyo lok mani Abong kore nyo Abong pa ruoth. Eno nongo mira ni lotino pa kesiba obedo achiel. Lok pa Aburi okwanyo tam marach. No, I'm sorry. Okwanyo tam marach wako gi chwiny lotino pa lochi. Okay. Ki mi adek en obedo ka nyomo mon bod lotino Abong magin peregilim mi nyom. Okay, a true leader. Ento la chin ruoth Aburi onyuru kwiri mere bolwa ma eno mahaluak mabe atika chigina chiel ma wanongo onongo tie marach bod ruoth Aburi ni eno bedo dano ma lagero total. Okay. Kari bed ruoth Aburi obedo dano ma ger. En pe ogoyo nyo onego dano. Ruoth Abarayi obedo dano ma pe maro kongo. Dok pe lagero chalo wuode Aburi. So a lot of people support Aburi because he was a good person, he's a good leader. The only issues he had was what? Drinking too much alcohol. Most people from Abong love to drink alcohol. Before, okay? They like to drink alcohol, but Aburi was very aggressive. Those are the only two negative things they found about Aburi. Other than that, he was a good person, he's a good leader. He condemned anybody doing anything wrong in the community, including his own brothers. His older brother Bucky did bring some white person to shoot and kill off the Obbo people when things wasn't going their father's way. And Abud is not like that. He's the opposite. He doesn't want any hatred between all Obbo people or the Abong people. For that, people loved him. He was like his father. Apart from him being a little bit aggressive and he likes to drink alcohol, he was a good person, okay? And on top of that, he was the one paying for the bride price or the dowry for most Abong young men who wanted to get married and did not have any money or did not have any assets to use to pay the dowry or the bride price. So Aburi was the one paying for all of that. So everyone can find a wife or take a wife. Okay? So that's why he was loved and respected by many young men in Abong. Okay? Okay? Jeremiah Lodang, omere gi adot mere ikomro Aburi. Tie nina ma achiel Jeremiah ochoy warga matek bod mono kari bet pe okwano warga man ento lodir Abong wacho borani Jeremiah ochoy warga kid man. Okay, so his brother Jeremiah snitched on him to the white or British, basically. So his brother wrote this to the British like this in English. Well, English mixed with Acholi because he wasn't educated. Okay. Dear Sir Ladit, Achoy Bori war gaman pilogma piretek atiga. Agini kaino war gaman ibimio ye tamatut. Atamani roraburi petwer maho luak mio bo. Pilogario mia chiel roraburi pengio church and dong bitio gi wun nining. Okay. Mi ario roraburi dano ma la mera ata. En tuero mago luak nining. Adong amiro niango inia. Kima biro dano ma okwano gay dog odd. Parod Abarayi, okay, so he's saying he's the most educated. Amiro ne gitwer mi office, Mary, iniro iket an wrote Obbo. Okay. Ikarama apenyo Justice John Onge. Kalok man otima da nyo goba. Ena wach borane. Ma duju lok goba. Andong pe ang'eyo ka lok ma Justice John Onge owacho ni tie kakare nyo en tie ka chwako ng'one pien man nen bore chal balo nying. So Justice John Onge is the son of Jeremiah Lodang. Okay. So when they asked him, did your dad really write this letter to the British to take the chiefdom from your uncle, Aburi? Chief Justice John Onge Okwara honey no one about him Gamono. But people are saying he did. He was trying to take the chiefdom from his own brother by saying he's the most educated and he speaks English and that he's smarter than Aburi. Therefore, the British should remove Aburi and put him as the chief of Obbo. Okay? La Quena Chiel Otero warga man bod mono. E karama mono kwano wargam eno kwero tampa Jeremiah Lodang. Okay? Pien mono ng'iyo ni ruoth Abarayi ochiwo matek ni ka en oto mier wuod Aburi aye omak luok. En man aye lok ma oweko mono okwero kwede tampa Jeremiah. Ka onong'o pe obed kid man do kono mono okero Jeremiah ikepa road. Okay? So they're saying the British refuse his claims and that now you have to remember Abarayi, Chief Abarayi was close with the white men and close with the British. Remember, Sir Samuel Baker, he was very hospitable to the British or those on their missions to SouthSudan, Acholiland, or to Obbo. So they know Chief Abarayi very well. And Chief Abarayi did tell them before he died that if something ever happens to me, I'm going to appoint my son Aburi as chief, and I want you all to support my son Aburi. So now it was futile for Jeremiah Lodang to send this letter to the British, to the white man, because they were in support of Aburi and Abarayi, or Abarayi's wish to keep Aburi as a chief. Okay, so they didn't honor any of his wishes in this letter. Okay, Aburi obedo Latin makwiri chalo wone. Piman owero luak mi Obbo owachni eno make lok mi kero Aburi ike okelo apoka mapole kindano. Joma tie gi miri ikomuro Aburi ka gin onongo kirikot gin tero bore ento joma tie gi miri ikombaki ka gin onongo kirikot gin tero bore. What is this kitty cut they're all collecting? Is it kitty for real that they're collecting? Acholi people or Obbo people, can you please leave your comments? What is kitty cut exactly? Is it kitty for real? Is it a piece of rock? Why is it called kitty cut? Please drop your comments. Apwoyo. Aburi Obino Ike Imwara. Remember, he was already chief of Abong, but now they're saying he's officially appointed by the British in 1914. Okay, Kanya Choninga. Aburi Obino Ike Imwara. Aparbungwen ya Parangwan. Okay. Mamunu Nyogamente pa British Tie Kapo Lobo Acholi. This is the time they're splitting up borders, Acholi territories with borders, and they started reassigning chiefs to these territories. So they kept Aburi, reassigned, and still kept him as chief in 1914 when the British came. Okay. Tekwara pa chuli wajane road Ocheng pa Anyura mi pa Jok mano tie road county nyo la wi rodi mi a chel eno chako teach ikin mwaka a par bongwen ki a par ria. Okay. All right. So, Dwan Mukena Bene, what your name? E karema to chamo Abarayi kirikot odong e ching dao mere madit. Ma en bene obero min baki chila chen eno nyuru kirikot man bod wore. E mwaha apar bo mwen gi pier mwen we rigyo. Ma jo botie ka dak ki itegot pakwa michiro iludo. E karaman ono kirikot mo kene dong o tiro green. Wahagi bod min baki chi gima gum mabe en onongo pori odong gi kirikot mo kene. So dahoke is min baki. She was losing all the kirikot. Now this is what they need to select chiefs. It's important that she keeps it, but they're saying that she's been losing it because people are moving around. The Obbo people or the Abong people were moving from God Pakwa or the Pakwa Mountains. They're moving to Lowudo, or they split up from Abong. So when she was moving around, she was losing these things, these kitty cuts. Okay. Ningani kanye. Okay, ne no mo tie podong, okay? Ikarma dano tie kadak ilowuro en bene odak gi kiri kod man. Odong mo achel, I think odak ilowuro. Okay? Ikin mo ngani apar bong wen gi piera ngwen we de we apar bong wen gi piera ngwen we ngwen bakio agi ilowuro odok ite god pakwa kau yenyo kiri kod ma orwenyo gi bod mine. Eno bero ite god pakwa chok dwe achiel kolo chi gi gum marach baki o yenyo kiri kod magi kwe pe nongo. So Baki went back to Pakwa, God Pakwa. He couldn't find kiri kod more. The other ones they lost, he couldn't find them. Okay. Imwaga parbong wen gipiaria wen DC or district commissioners, okay? Me opari omaro chikmatek ni rora chiel mi acholi miero o chwala tin mere achiel igang Kwan pien kadigi gin omaro ke we gin obedano mariet dok ma ngeo church gi Kwan, okay? Road aching anyura ocheng pa nyura mi pa jok o chwalo latin mere igang Kwan pa jo katolika ento ruri mokene ni duchu o chwalo latino megi igang Kwan mi church missionary societies or CMS matie I opari La Conegua. La Conegua? I don't know. Leave your comments. Kidman. So the district commissioner wanted all the chiefdoms to send their sons who are in a direct line to be chiefs, right? To go to school so they can educate themselves. I'm assuming to be indoctrinated, speak English, write in English, so you can communicate with the British mostly, right? So that when the British decide to select chiefs, that you have an upper hand because you can speak English and you can read and write. Okay, that's what they're looking for. So the announcement was made by the district commissioner of Obari in 1924 for all of the sons to be sent to school of all of the Acholi clans, all right, to go to school. Okay. Um, and then they said here that what? So people send their kids to different schools of Pajok sent his son to a Catholic school, while other people sent their kids to church missionary societies. I believe that was a school ran by the missionary in Southern Sudan at the time. Mm, okay, and then okay, so then they listed what happens here with this request to send kids to school. Ningo, Rod loteme mi palwa ochwalo okeo mere maglungo Daudi. Ento inge topa rod loteme keo dong bod wode maglungo Paulo ato. So what was the point of sending your nephew to school, but then when you died, your son is the one that became chief? And then wrote Aburi, Ochwala, Omine, Jeremiah Lodang, Piano Tino, Pa Aburi, Porio, Nongotino. Okay? So Jeremiah Lodang is saying he's the most educated, should take over for his brother Aburi. But Aburi is the one that sent him to school in the first place. Okay? They're saying Aburi sent his brother Jeremiah Lodang to school because his kids were too young for him to send to school. Okay? Now, next is Rut Mimagui, Ma Pewanginyinge, Ochwalo Enoka. Okay. Rut Lakwat, Mi Ofrika, Ochwalo Wure Mi Lofere. Okay. Rut Moro, Owakoda, Omin Aguaya, Mi Pakala Bule, Bule, Ochwalo Wure Erica. Okay. Rut Pandike, okay. Mape wangeo nyinge ochwalo wode lachiro to school. Okay. All these people were sent to school at the Church Missionary Society School because the British want all chiefs and especially sons to be educated, to be able to speak English, read and write, so they can communicate with them. Again, remember they're being used as gatekeepers or to those they can use to access their community, especially those who do not know English or did not go to school. They need these people to be their translate interpreters and those who can enforce any of their policies. Okay, not including requesting them to pay taxes or contributions. Okay, so the chiefs were tasked with what? First, learning English, reading and writing, but then also making sure they can control their communities according to what the British wanted. Okay, Tekwarpa Chuli Wajani. Oh, this is very long now. Um, I'm gonna read this paragraph and list the names of Aburi's wives, and I'm gonna end here for today. Okay, it's already 45 minutes. Okay, take what wajini ima parban gi pirare wangwen. Mono penyo aburi ni katwere en miro ochwala tina chiel ki ikin tina parwod abarai o chere gang kwan pien ka eno kwan maber diki ena ye magalwak. Lokman woro ikin lotina pa abarai ento gin ma onyang gin pe onyang maber uh, pa kwan piman ngat mo ma omiro chiro ikwan pere ruora buri kir ma oneno ni lotina bong pe miro kwan en dong ochwalo latin pa lamin mine ha Jeremiah Lodang Jeremiah bedo omin baki matidi. So it's omin mine. Remember, okay, so now they're saying that the British wanted Aburi to send somebody from his dad's family, especially the sons of Abarayi, to school. Since his kids were young, it says that most of the Abong did not want to go to school. But he decided to send Jeremiah Lodang. And Jeremiah Lodang is his brother, though they say Jeremiah Lodang is also what? His cousin, the son of his mom's sister. Why? That's confusing, right? Why is Jeremiah Lodang his brother, but also his cousin? Or why is he the son of his aunt? If you can recall, they're saying that Jeremiah is Bucky's youngest brother. They have a different mom, Dawke. Remember Abarayi Kwanya Daw? He took a wife named Aber, I think her name was. Um, and then he went back to take Aber's cousin or younger sister as a babysitter. And then he fell in love with the babysitter and married her as his second wife or third wife. And they had Aburi, okay? So not only are they brothers, they are also cousins, okay? So, anyways, he chose Jeremiah Lodang, who is Bucky's younger brother from the same mother, basically, but they're all brothers, okay? So it's a bit confusing if you didn't follow along from the previous sessions, okay? Ultina, Abong Mokene, Child Justice John Onge, Tamani, Tie Jomi Ario, Mawera Roda Buri, Peo Chwala Lotina Mere, Egang Kwan. Okay? Mia Chiel, Pien, Mohaman, Lotina Pa Road Onongopuri, Peo Dongo, Maromo Kwan. Kalok mi aria Roda Buri Bene Chalo, Rodi, Acholi Mokene, Onopere Gin, Ikom Gang, Gin Ikom Gang, Kwan, Nyo, Chukuru. Lodang o mga kwan, matek, eno bero Latina chiel maria I od kwan o class o kilach. En otiro kwan mere I Juba High School I mga apar bongwan ni pira dek. Okay? Lotina bomo bero kawaje borani lodang ka obino pajo we nangajui pe will ikomrora buri bitama be ma eno bero kwere ikome. Piman Lodang ka obino I Obbo en omaro limo ruora buri. E kar ma Jeremiah Lodang otiro kwan, mere mono kero en dog la pony. Okay? Ikin lotino ma ochwalo gin igang kwan e lakanega, or I think this is opari. Okay? Wanoni lo fere wood pa road lo kwat mi Africa ke ken malachien o mako ke pa wone. So out of all these kids they sent to school, they were smart or whatever, none of them actually took over any chiefdoms except for one, which was the kid from Africa. The other ones didn't take care. Not even Jeremiah Lodang. Jeremiah Lodang became a teacher. He was tasked with teaching other people and their children in a ball or in a community. He never became chief, even though he wrote this private letter to the British. Hey, finished school. I'm very smart. I'm smarter than Aburi, even though he's the one that sent me to school. Put me as chief. He was never selected to be chief. So all these kids, they got educated. I mean, as far as learning English and learning how to read and write in English, that's the education, right? The measure of the intelligence. Or, anyways, so none of them became chief except for this kid from Africa that became chief eventually. Okay. So before I end this recording, I want to say that um, okay, I wanted to read off the names of his wives before I end. And then tomorrow we find that, if I read tomorrow, we find that wrote Aburi. Aburi will give, he will hand over his chiefdom to one of his sons, Onyala. Okay. Or he gives it to his brother, Onyala. I will read that tomorrow. But right now, I'm very interested to see. He also took 9 wives like his father, Abarayi. I'm very interested in seeing who these wives are and where they came from before I end this live for this session. Okay, Apwoyo. Rodaburi onyomamon maduong kinman. Okay. Laona Nora Latin anyera mi pajok ento onero imun pa obo gi pajok ma onongo en pori pe onywal. Onero imun pa obo gi pajok. So his first wife, Nora from Pajok, was killed during the Pajok and Obbo War, the battle between the two clans. So his first wife was killed. His second wife, Lakulo Aliaka Ma Min Vito Gi Owang En Bene Latin Anyaka Mi Yuaya Pajok. So another wife from Pajok, okay, and Onywalonga Vito Gi Owang Lutini Pa Aburi. The third wife is Min Turbusio or Turbusion Dao Madit Parod. This is Daroke, a chief's wife, a former wife. Mape Wangeo Nyinge. Okay, so this third wife, we don't have the name somehow. And she's the mother to Aburi's son, Tubursion. My mother and them, their father's name is Turbusio. Okay, anyways. Pa Wangyo Nyinge, and Obedo Latin Anyara mi Lokide Obbo. Okay, so he married one from Obbo. The fourth wife is Atono Min Matia Lolori. Okay, his fourth wife, Atono. And Obedo Latin Anyara mi Lowudo Obbo. Okay, his fourth wife is from Lowudo Obbo, and they had a son named Matia Lolori. Okay. The fifth wife is named Marco Logic Massimino Odum Gi Ogira Pewangeo Nyinge Enobedo Latina Nyara Mi Obbo. So another one from Obbo. This is one chief who's marrying many wives from their own clan, Obbo, okay? But we don't have the names of these wives for some reason. Okay, they had 3 kids. Marco Logic, Masmino, Odum, and Ogira. Okay. Now the 6th wife is Min Oracha Onde. Oracha Onde. Pewangyo Nying Darane. We don't know this wife's name either. Eno Bero Latina Nyara pa Kitara Obbo. Another wife from Obbo, from Kitara. I think Aburi really loved the Obbo community. He loved his people. He married a lot from Obbo. You can tell he was a people's person. That's why they loved him. Number 7 Oringo mean Louise Ota, Gifred Owori, and a bit of Latina Nyakami Pokongo or Ba, another one from a Ba, Nyinga Aringo. Aringo. She had two sons. Louise Ota gave Fred Owoti. Okay. The eighth wife is Ojwin. Ojwin mean Ochilo. And a bit of Latina Nyakami Koyo Oba, another lady from Oba. Okay. She only had one son, Ochilo or Aburi, and she's from Koyo Oba. The ninth wife is Min Ogeno. Okay. Remember, he also has a brother named Ogeno. He also has his own son named Ogeno. So Min Ogeno, Roraburi, Olaha, Gi Bot Omine. Kagin Onywalo Quere Wore Saverio Oluch. So this ninth wife belonged to his own brother. So Geno is his brother's son. If you know this history, please would drop comments too. So Mino Geno or Kwanyo Gibod brother pa Aburi or Aburi Kwangiboro Mine. Geno. And then with this wife, they had one son named Saverio Oluch. Okay, we'll drop your comments. What do you guys think? So in a bit of yo. So I'm gonna leave it here. Dano Mara and Onyomo Dano Ma Paul gi Obbo. Onyomo Mon Abichel gi Obbo. Ario gi Pajok. Okay? Okay? We'll drop your comments. Thank you very much. I know this is a very, very long video. I hope that you guys will stay tuned. I will read more often tomorrow night. And I hope you guys will join me as guests or even just to watch as an audience. I appreciate you guys all. Follow us on Facebook as Chaka'Ki Leb Acholi, and we are also on YouTube as Chaka'Ki Leb Acholi. My personal Facebook is Chaka'Ki Ikang, South Sudan. I'm also on TikTok as Chaka'Ki Ikang, South Sudan. Okay, appreciate you all for my time. So we found that Chief Aburi stayed in power from 1905, from the time his father was killed by his own cousin, Aburi's cousin, but Abarayi's nephew, up until 1942. The British king, we still kept him in power, despite everybody else trying to take power, including his own brother that he sent to school, Jeremiah Lodang. The Abong people loved him. He ended up taking 9 wives, 2 from Pajok, which is a clan in the Acholi tribe. And then the other 6 wives are from Obbo, where he's from. He also ended up taking one of his brother's wives at the end, who was the mother to Ogeno, and he had one son with her. We don't know all the names of the wives. Please drop your comments if you know anything about these wives of Aburi. Okay. The British established schools to send the family of chiefs, including their sons, are in line to become chiefs eventually one day. And out of all of them, none of them became chief except for one from Africa. Jeremiah Lodang became a teacher, but not a chief. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Please please follow, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much.